There are dates that divide Jewish time. 1948 opened the door, and October 7th told us to hold that door open with both hands. Since October 7th, we've seen a shift in our nation from apathy to resolve. Aliyah applications are up by 30% consistently since October 7th. People are choosing to run towards Israel, not away from history. But why are so many North Americans choosing to make Aliyah specifically during some of the hardest times our nation has experienced? As we know, or took for granted, Israel is the greatest Jewish project of our time. But projects don't finish themselves. They take investment, they take effort, they take resources, and they take grit. October 7th reminded us that our connection to Israel is a connection of the soul, a nefesh connection, a connection that propels us to build the country with our hearts, with our souls, with our resources, with our time. Aliyah literally means ascent, to go up. When people make Aliyah, they're not just changing their address, they're changing the trajectory of their future. They're infusing their life with mission, with purpose, and with authorship. And as Rabbi Sachs, the late Rabbi Sachs, said, we are part of a story that began long before we were born and will continue long after we are no longer here. And the question for all of us is, will we continue the story? Let me offer a few reasons that I hear from young professionals, from soon-to-be lone soldiers, from families, from elderly alike, that either sound like an excerpt from the book of Psalms or a LinkedIn feed at the same time, why they're interested in Aliyah. Hineni, here I am in service. I see you, I hear you, I stand alongside you. As one young man, before he conscripted to the IDF, said to me, if Israel is hurting, my place is inside the story, not on the sidelines. Hineni, we belong. Community to Jewish community is our oxygen. Belonging is our superpower. And after October 7th, the world taught us that our Jewish nation is the most important investment we can make, and being together as a people is so incredibly important. And Israel is that place that allows us to be our authentic selves, a nation that can only be as great as it can in its own country. Building Israel's future. Israel is a place of innovation, a place of invention. And people feel that when they live in Israel, they live a little differently. They have a sense of mission, purpose, and meaning. And I think all of us can agree that since October 7th, and for anybody who's been in Israel, there is this distinct feeling that I matter, we matter, and we cannot ever underestimate that. Hineni, healing a nation. Israel has experienced a very severe physician shortage. The 100,000 Russian physicians that made Aliyah with a mass Soviet emigration are now retiring. There are not enough medical schools in Israel to keep up with the growing and aging population of the country. We need physicians. And if the country has a mandate to build the periphery, the Negev and Galil, by 800,000 new inhabitants, that will not hold if there's no medical sustainability. Israel needs doctors and medical professionals now. Even if they've opened new medical schools, it takes 6 years to go to med school, a year of internship, 6 years of residency before you even have a person who's a specialist. Here we have a cadre of Zionist physicians who want to make Aliyah, but the process was so draconian. Nefesh B'Nefesh has brought physicians to Israel. 2 years ago, the government of Israel said to us, we'd like you to go global and bring doctors and medical professionals from around the world. So first year, year one, we said, okay, we can bring 100 from North America and 100 from the rest of the world. We were astounded. 519 doctors made Aliyah to Israel in year one. Now that is Zionism in scrubs. October 7th ended our assumptions. Our nation has risen with a lot of clarity and determination as the world changes and changes against us. As Isaiah says, arise and shine, for our light has come. This is the Jewish people's operating principle. We don't wait for the light, we build it. We heard that from Omer right now. We are about the light, and that is our mission in this world. Nefesh B'Nefesh enables people to step into tomorrow and live their dream of Aliyah. And again, Aliyah interest is up by 30%, even in the war, or maybe despite the war. Friends, Israel is not a spectator sport. It is a team, a national team project. And as the former late president of Israel, Shimon Peres, has said famously, the day the Olim touch ground is the day the state of Israel takes off. Let me give you a couple of examples of incredible Olim recently. Dr. Harvey was a physician that I met who was interested in donating and becoming a donor to Nefesh B'Nefesh. And I used to meet him, and he became a friend. Shortly after October 7th, he contacted me and he said, listen, I'm a rehab and pain specialist. I have decades of experience. I want to come to Sheba Hospital and help treat injured soldiers, but I don't know anybody there, and I need a temporary medical license. Can you help me? 4 hours later, he had spoken to the chief, was set up with a position, and we had already processed his papers for a temporary limited medical license. He came for 6 weeks. He slept, he stayed in the hospital. He fell in love, that's where he lived, in the hospital. He fell in love with the injured soldiers. He treated them. He became a part of the family of the staff there. He goes back home, couldn't stay away, comes back again a few months later for 2 months. And he just felt so connected and so needed. And a friend of mine, a close neighbor of mine, her son 6 months ago lost his forearm to a Hamas sniper. I called up Harvey. Harvey was treating my friend's son. He just texts me 2 days ago and he says, do you know, Doreet, that I'm working in Sheba now on the rehab of the hostages. He said, what an incredible, meaningful experience I have, which I never would have dreamed of when I first met you. Thank you. Another example, 24-year-old biomedical engineer wants to come to Israel to work on prosthesis. She said, I want to use my talents to help my people who I will ride the bus with in the morning. These are my people. Another example, a pulmonary specialist from Paris makes Aliyah to Beersheba and says, there's a Hebrew phrase, Yesh tikva la'acharitech. There is hope for your children. It's an age-old biblical verse, and she means it figuratively and literally. These are our Olim. So how can I help? How can I be part of the story? Well, we know that not everyone can or will make Aliyah, but everybody can help someone else do it. And let me show you how. We have incredible programs that we really need your partnership with. 5,000 Olim soldiers fought in this war. They came alone without family. They have wives and partners and children who do not have any support. My 2 kids were fighting in Gaza for many months. I moved in with my daughter. I kept her chin above water. And then we thought, Who is doing that for all these women who are here by themselves without any support? They're holding down the family, the stress of knowing that their spouse or partner was in harm's way, and carrying the family. This is unbelievable. It's a home front. There was a war in the home front. And so nobody is dealing with the partners, the wives of these olim who are alone. And Nefesh B'Nefesh is stepping into that place, because healing the couples and healing the family is the first step that we can come out of this war. So this is really our most pressing need right now, the resilience for wives and partners. Second opportunity, Operation Hug. 5,000 lone soldiers fought in this war, far away from family. We have combat soldiers who would get out for 24 hours and would have nowhere to go. You know, they didn't have a home-cooked meal. They would have to take care of their own laundry. And we said, you know, in the middle of the night, I'm holding my daughter's baby, and I'm thinking, what about all the moms who are like me but far away, and they don't have the support that I have? So we started an initiative to bring over one parent of a combat soldier, a mom or a dad, to give that child a hug. We couldn't guarantee it was war, but there's nothing that nourishes a spirit more than a mom's hug. And lastly, medical aliyah. We need physicians and paramedical professionals all over Israel, and especially in the Negev and Galil. So even if you can't move to Israel, you can help Israel move forward. Hineni, I am here with you. I stand with you. Thank you.